Okay, so here is a video about how to start off with GeoGebra. So let's go ahead and type in GeoGebra, geogebra.com into Google here, and searching for it, and it's coming up automatically. So it is actually geogebra.org. I think I put in geogebra.com, but the org means that they're not ripping you off, right? So this is a good website, it's a really good tool, and it's free is technically what that means. So, all right, so this is GeoGebra. All right, so this is the home page for GeoGebra. And if I wanted to sign in, which you will have to make an account, you can sign in with Google, Facebook, others, right? You can create your own username and password with an email, right? I'm not going to really email you from GeoGebra, but you want to create an account so you can save things. So make sure you do some point come in and create an account particularly before any quizzes or anything where I have you work with GeoGebra. All right, so do that for one thing. All right, so make sure you get that. Mostly where we're going to be working, and I'll have links for these in our class as well. So we're either going to be working in the calculator. So in the calculator, and sometimes we use the graphing tool, but most of the time we are just inputting certain formulas into this system and allowing it to come up so we can enter data and stuff like that into this and come up with it. So and we can use many examples of actually pretty rigorous. So if I wanted a square root, for instance, I could type in SQRT, or I can use this little formula down here. There are a lot of buttons down here that help us manipulate this as well. So we will be using these buttons too in some cases. So if I wanted like square root of 3 minus 9, I don't know, squared. No, I don't want to do minus. So 3 plus 9 squared and stuff like that. I can come outside of that square root. Oops, I didn't come outside. So it's a pretty intuitive system, but we have to be aware that it is a system and it needs it exactly as is. So so there's many things we can do with this, and it can calculate it for us as it is right down here. So we can even set up the rounding in here if we're having issues with rounding. There's ways to do it. I'm doing it in the wrong place, I believe. In settings under here, so you can fix the rounding somewhere. So, but you know, this is your tool, your option as well. So this is up to you. All right, so so there's many things we can enter here. It's a very good calculating tool. You can refer back to this number that if you wanted to do something with this number, if I wanted to multiply by 5 for some reason, I can do 5 times, which is the asterisk symbol right above the 8, and it'll do that for me. So 5a, referring to this number that we just calculated, and it uses it. So things like that allow us to do this, and we can manipulate the grid. We can manipulate a lot of things on there. All right, so here's one system where we'll be using calculator. We go back to the home. And if we sign in, we can save things. And then the other place will, so not only will we be in here, but we'll also be in GeoGebra Classic a lot. So at first, we primarily work with spreadsheets. So if I come here, this little triangle circle symbol, and I come to the 3 dots and scroll down, we'll see a spreadsheet, which I can then enter stuff in the spreadsheet with, right? So, and then possibly do things with those, which will, right off the bat, we'll be making box plots and histograms and stuff like that with it. So we can enter that data. Another thing we can do is not the spreadsheet, but let's go to probability calculator. We'll spend some time in here with the probability calculator, with normal distributions and so forth and so on. Binomial is our, I think binomial is technically our first one where we'll start using this idea. And then we'll switch to normal distribution, and we'll use student distribution, F distribution. And we'll do some of these, so binomial, maybe Poisson, and statistics as well. So we'll do all of these tests basically. We'll be using all of them. So, alright, so I just want to make up a little video of that, of introduction to GeoGebra. You can download stuff from GeoGebra. You can, if you have issues. Let me go back to that now that I thought of that. So if you have issues with your internet access, right, and it's not that reliable or something, you might want to download the apps. So you might want to go to the app and download from here. So the two things you would want to download are the graphing calculator and the classic. So the classic is what I was in second. The graphing calculator is what I was in first online. So you just download these things, right? Click download, and it should come up at the download. It's a Windows base app. I don't know if they have Mac. Oh, free online GeoGebra apps for Mac as well, and Chromebook and Linux. So that's good. All right, so that's that. There's some cool stuff you can play with. This thing does way too much that I'm not even sure how to do yet. So play around with it. It is a really cool app. All right. Hope you enjoyed it. Talk to you all later.